Greetings everyone, this is just a short video I wanted to share about the true Christmas tradition and where it really comes from. Like most traditions in the modern day, they have been Christianized. If we go back, we will see the origins of Christmas in some other traditions. Of course, we have the pagan Yule tradition, praying to Odin and whatnot. However, the real origin would be in Sami, Shamanism. The Sami are the indigenous people of Scandinavia in the region called Lapland. And personally, I have some ancestry and I have lived with them as a reindeer herder. This tradition involves the Amanita, Muscaria mushroom, the fly agaric. And indeed, we can see the motif of the red and white colors in this mushroom. This mushroom grows in symbiosis with the spruce tree. Another reason for the connection between the mushroom and the spruce tree is that the Sami shaman called anointed would go and pick this mushroom in autumn. He would then dry it under the spruce tree by hanging the mushrooms there. This is also a motif for the Christmas decorations hanging from the tree. Then when the mushrooms were dried, the shaman would collect them, and to winter solstice, this shaman would go, probably with the reindeer and sled as a means of transportation, and they would give these pieces of the mushrooms as gifts to people. During this time, many people might be away somewhere else, or the houses in question might be blocked by snow and ice. This means that the only way to give the gift is through the chimney of the house. A more metaphysical inner alchemy concept of the chimney has to do with a part in the brain which is called a Claustrum, indeed like Santa Claus. And actually from this word comes the word cloister, like a monastery. This means it's a secluded place. And from this place they can drip down a sort of oil, a sort of sacred oil, down the chimney, which is well yourself and your own brain. And actually, if you look at this diagram of the brain, you will even see that it looks kind of like Santa Claus and some reindeers flying. This is essentially a sacred oil which would contain some substances like DMT, and this would be activated during this dark period of the year when you live in seclusion. And of course, some mushrooms could help this process. A little relevant tidbit is that the name Christ or Krishna simply means the anointed one. It means someone who has been anointed with oil of some kind, a sacred oil. So I believe this refers to a internal alchemy process involving the Claustrum and all this. So it's the birth of Christ, the anointed one, the oiled one, on Christmas, when the oil drops from the claustrum, the cloister, Santa Claus, inside your own brain. And it means that this sacred being awakens within you, not outside of yourself. Anyway, continuing with the shamanic tradition and the fly agaric, we also see that the reindeer eat this mushroom. And they are one of the few animals that do it. We see some foxes as well that eat this to deliberately get high sometimes. However, there was an old tradition with the Sami that the reindeer would eat the mushrooms, and then you would actually collect the urine of the reindeer. And then you would drink the urine, right? Because the reindeer would have cleansed all the poisonous compounds from the mushroom, but the good stuff was still in it. However, I have never tried this, or I have never seen anyone actually do this. The effects of the fly agaric in small doses are just like a medicine, can give you some energy. It works well during cold times of the year. However, in large doses, it can give you an out-of-body experience and allow you to astral travel and fly around outside of your body. This is why we get the motif of, well, flying with the reindeer, right? The reindeer are also having this experience on the mushroom, and then you take it and then you can fly with the reindeer, right? To some very, very other places. You might even reach the secluded cloister somewhere and get the oil, who knows? The point is that all of these traditions have very, very deep meanings that are important for ourselves. And I believe these meanings have been lost to most people in a world full of commercialism and materialism and consumerism. And it's just very sad to see. Indeed, the Sami people have been victims of this culture and still are today. Therefore, I would like people to reclaim this tradition and to see the true meaning behind things, and to use it as a vehicle to explore their inner spiritual world and free themselves from the shackles of this world, which I believe it's truly about in the end.